Hey everybody, welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. Today we are looking at issue 69 of Warhammer 40,000 Conquest magazine. This is a Partworks publication from Hachette Publishing in association with Games Workshop. It comes out every week, priced at $7.99, and serves as an introduction to the world of Warhammer 40,000. Every issue you get a magazine, and you also get some cover products, normally plastic miniatures, sometimes paints and brushes. With this particular issue, we get a Plague Marine Champion miniature, which is a very cool miniature indeed, and something I am pleased to be adding to my collection. So let's take a quick look at the miniature, and then we will see what the magazine has to offer. So here we have our Death Guard Champion miniature, and it doesn't look like much, but this is actually quite an expensive miniature. It comes on a single frame. It is a monopose miniature. There's no options for changing things out. It goes together as it goes together. It does require glue. It's not an easy build miniature, but it's a relatively easy miniature to put together. It's got some very cool details on it. Detail number one, it's got a little nurgling. Check him out. He sits up on the champion's shoulder. He's carrying a censer with the vile smoke coming out. And there's actually a second nurgling, which is my favourite thing about this particular miniature, because look, he's got a proper sassy stance. He's got his hands on his hips, and he is wearing a Death Guard helmet, which is just about as cute as Baby Yoda. The weapons, it's got, what has it got? It's got a plague sword, and it has a power fist, and slung on its back, across its backpack, is a bolster. And we have a choice of heads. We have the head with no helmet, which I really do not like at all. It's got a weird horn thing coming out. Reminds me of that movie Slither. And then we have the head that I will be using, because anybody who follows my channel will know that if I have a choice of heads, I'm always going to use the one with the helmet. But this is the helmeted head, and it just looks much cooler. It's just a much cooler head. And there we go. So that is the miniature, a single frame, which actually retails for £17.50. Now, I know that's pretty silly money, £17.50 for a single miniature, but that is what Games Workshop has decided it will charge. So if you purchase this magazine for $7.99, you are getting a really good saving over full retail price. It actually works out as a saving of £9.51, which has got to be a deal in anybody's book. Furthermore, this is a miniature that I don't already have, and it's nice to get another Plague Marine. You can never have too many cool Plague Marines. Plague Marine miniatures are my favourite miniatures from the whole product line, really. They're just full of character, full of interesting little things, and, you know, nurglings. So that's our guy. Let's take a look at the magazine. So here it is, issue 69, and it should be noted that this is from a run of 80 issues. So we are getting very close to the end of the run now. So we're pretty much in a holding pattern in what we get in these magazines. We get a fluff section, we get a building section for any new miniatures, we get a painting section for any new miniatures, and then we get any new rules we need for that miniature, and then a scenario at the end. For this particular issue, we start off with a little bit on successor chapters for Dark Angels, and we've got these little profile images. These are really useful for painting. I've said this before, but you get a cool look at the insignia in detail. You get a full front shot of the armor patterns. Very useful if you're going to paint up a squad of these guys. And we get a couple of pages of that. And then we've got some stuff on the Astra Militarum. Cool bit of artwork, evocative artwork, some trench fighting. And then we've got some stuff here on Regiments of Distinguished Service, and we've got some artwork of the various meat for the Imperial Grinder. We've got Cadian Shock Troops, Katagan Jungle Fighters, Valhallan Ice Warriors, the Death Corps of Krieg. We have the Voistron Firstborn, the Armageddon Steel Legion, the Talon Desert Raiders, and the Mordian Iron Guard. Good stuff. And the Humble Lasgun, as most of the Astra Militarum wield, to the much amusement of the approaching Death Guard. And then we've got a showcase of some cool miniatures. And then we've got a bit on the Indomitus Crusade. We shall restore the light of the Imperium and bring order to chaos. Good luck with that, guys. Crack on. And then we've got Demons of Nurgle. Epidemius. What a great miniature. It's so silly. Legacy of Secrecy. More history stuff. Quite a lot of fluff in this particular issue. And then we are into our build section. Like I say, this is a very easy miniature. It does require glue, but it only goes together one way. So, very simple, single page of instructions with details of the optional head that you can do. And then we are into the painting section, and this is going to be very much in line with how they've painted all the other Death Guard miniatures we've had previously. It's showing the base coats go on, the shading, the highlighting. The painting guides are great, and there it is. Don't like what they've done with the Nurglings there. I'm assuming these aren't quite finished. Little bit on the alternative head. Really don't like that head. Just think it looks rubbish. Your Plague Marine champion now looks ready to take to the battlefield. We will return to this model once more in a future issue to apply a few final touches to his power armor. Wouldn't mind seeing a few final touches on that Nurgling. Power armor's not looking too bad. But there we go. So that's him built and painted. And then we're into a new mission called Patrol Duty. Outflanked. What have we got here? It says, with the Space Marines' attentions focused on protecting the roadway, a Death Guard force has managed to outflank them and are heading towards the fortified roadblocks. The Death Guard must make the most of their surprise attack before the Space Marine reinforcements arrive. So we've got a battlefield. We're now in this situation where you can pick whichever battlefield you want, set up the terrain however you want, following the terrain setup instructions that they provided previously. And we have got build your own armies up to a power rating of 40. And both forces get 3 command points. Up here we've got the objective zone, we've got the Space Marine deployment zone, and then we've got the Death Guard over here. And our victory conditions are: the Death Guard scores 2 victory points for each unit that ends the game in the objective zone shown in the mat above. Kill the enemy warlord, 1 victory point. Space Marines score 1 victory point for each enemy unit they eliminate. Game lasts 5 battle rounds. Basically, what we have here is the 40k equivalent of a game of British Bulldogs. So the Space Marines stand in a line, and the Death Guard try to get from one side to the other. It's almost an objective grabbing scenario again, but slightly different layout. And yeah, the Death Guard need to focus on hauling butt and getting out of there. And that's it. That's everything this particular issue has to offer. Not bad at all. The fluff and stuff is fine. The painting guide's good as always. The scenario's okay. It's nothing groundbreaking or particularly exciting. But at least it's not taken hold on scattered bits of terrain all around the board, as it has been in previous issues. And the miniature, the champion miniature, is a very good one. So and at a good value, good price. Good stuff. Let's take a look at what's coming up next. Issue 70, we've got paint. We've got Cadian Flesh Tone and White Scar. Why it has taken 70 issues to introduce Cadian Flesh Tone and White Scar, I don't know, because I tend to find that those are two very commonly used colours. So yeah, I would have expected them to be a little bit earlier on. And then in issue 71, we are getting our Sector Mechanicus crane. We have previously had the small pieces from this Sector Mechanicus set, and now we are getting the big crane that completes the set. It's a very cool piece of terrain, and it looks very good. And that's not bad value either. The value for the two paints is low, but it is made up for by the crane the following issue. And that is it. That's your lot. What I'm going to do is what I always do in these videos. I'm going to do a little running tally. It is the price of subscribing to the magazine, paying $7.99 an issue, versus the price of purchasing all the products that have come with the magazine at full retail price from a Warhammer store. So I am not taking into account any online discounts, but then I am also not taking into account the value of the magazine itself and any free gifts that came as part of the subscription. And hopefully some people will find that interesting. But that is it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you have liked the video, please consider pressing the like button. If you have really liked the video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so, and hopefully I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.